much more rusty though because it was in the parking garage all day. Shouldn't have tried to go in third. There we go. Doesn't go so good when you try and take off in third gear. Since I had a little momentum, I tried to do the pop the clutch trick, and that doesn't work so good in third gear either. But we're moving now. Talk about this afternoon. Time to unwind, you know, it seems like driving this rattly truck with a rambly driver down this old road. Dogs are a good way to help unwind, release, so that, you know, it's not that work doesn't matter. Work matters. It's important stuff. At least it is for me. I'm not going to do a job that's not important, but it's not the most important thing. So it's good to get away from work, and as you're leaving, you know, decompress, let it go. Up again for a while. That's the strategy. That's what we're doing. Chevy's still there. Chevy's still there. I ought to be able to look at the lights. Up and down this road, there's all these old buildings that have a lot of character. That one's all brick. Looks like it used to be a store with glass front windows that they've filled in now, but it's painted up to be a dispensary, and I don't think it's open anymore. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. It's not not my scene, but I don't know. I bet I drive by 4 on this commute. See, that's one, and I think that one is open. That one has signs of life at it. But dispensaries in Oklahoma have been pretty much an all-cash business. They're not allowed to, because of like federal rules of some kind, they're not allowed to take credit cards or whatever, I think, as far as I know. And because of federal regulations about interstate commerce or something. And so, I don't know, I always think the people who set up businesses like that, it's not like you got your John Rockefellers or Elon Musks who have billions of dollars coming in and buying a place and starting a dispensary. Usually it's just kind of ordinary people, ordinary lives that kind of have a dream and they go, hey, I want to open this thing up. And so they do it. And they have enough money to get the place started and painted anyway. And I think when that became a thing in Oklahoma, we had way more people who wanted to get into that than we had demand. And so a lot of these companies started up and then they faded out, just the supply and demand thing. They didn't have enough customers, there were too many suppliers or whatever. And so now there's all these old buildings that are painted as dispensaries that are closed. But my point is, if I have one, is that somehow these people started up these businesses. They had the money, they had the capital to get themselves into these buildings. And that makes me think it can't be insurmountable to get into those things. Now, I know that in downtown Sand Springs we got some old buildings, and I know that the people who own those buildings want to charge an arm and a leg just to lease them, much less buy them. But the general consensus is that they're way overvalued by the owners, and that's why they've got these big old buildings that are nice but empty, is because nobody wants to pay the lease prices or the purchase prices of them. But these little buildings that are for these dispensaries are usually kind of outside city limits a little bit or something, or kind of at the edges. And these people are able to get into those for what is probably a reasonable price. So, I don't know, that's an interesting note to kind of file away. Because maybe that means we can get into one. Not to open a dispensary, of course, because that's, like I said, not my thing. But, I don't know. There's this little studio here I'm about to pass by. What's it called? Church Jiu-Jitsu. And it used to be like a daycare or something, a little building here on the line, that this guy has a jiu-jitsu studio going there. And, I don't know what the demand is for jiu-jitsu. I know this particular guy, he's pretty good at it, and he's been doing it a while. But the fact that he can say, I want to open a jiu-jitsu studio, and he can get himself into that place, I don't know, that's a little encouraging. Maybe the American dream's still alive. Heck, I'm driving a 66 Ford. Some things, and this is the last ride for a while, so see you guys in a week and a half or so probably.